Record Store Day, Black Friday. There are a ton of opinions out there every year about this. I'm going to discuss that a little bit and share some of my pickups from Record Store Day, Black Friday, coming right up. Hey, it's Russ from the Infectious Groove Podcast and Vinyl Channel. And like I said in the intro, there are a ton of opinions out there on Record Store Day as a whole. When they added Black Friday Record Store Day, it seems like every time a new list comes out for either Record Store Day or Record Store Black Friday, there's just a ton of opinions on it, which I totally get. Music is subjective. We all have our different opinions, but it seems like it's going downhill, the opinions that are out there. And that was before there was a supply chain issue that caused a ton of the Black Friday list to get canceled. There's so much discussion out there already about that, so I'm not going to go into that too much more in the video. I'm more going to share what my pickups were from the list and what I went for and what I ended up buying as well. And if you do want to have more discussions on vinyl or Record Store Day or anything like that, we do have a Facebook group. The link is in the description below for the Infectious Groove Vinyl Facebook group. You can go click on that, apply to the group. I'll get you approved and we'll have more discussions in there. As far as my pickups from Record Store Day Black Friday go, the only things that I wanted right when the list came out was just a very few what most people would call like 80s rock or 90s rock records. And then I ended up tacking a couple of things on while I was in the record store, as you do. And the first thing that I wanted from the list as soon as I saw it was Mr. Big, Lean Into It. Great album that, really they're only known for, Mr. Big as a whole is only known for their huge hit To Be With You, which is a great song. But they had an album before this, and they've had several albums since. And an exceptionally talented group of musicians. 3 of the 4 members are still with us. Pat Torpley has since passed away. But this is an album that, although I love To Be With You, I love the whole rest of the record, and I've just wanted to get it on vinyl for a long time. So I was very, very pleased. That was the number one thing on my list that I wanted, and I was happy that I got it. The actual LP itself, they put in a anti-static inner sleeve, which is fantastic. I love when they do that with any release, let alone a Record Store Day release, which you would think. Comes on a solid red LP. If you've been a long time viewer of the channel, I don't personally care one way or the other about colored vinyl, as long as the record sounds good. The record sounds fantastic to me, so I don't so much care one way or the other about the actual color of it. But solid reproduction of the cover art. I love it a lot. Another one is a band, if you listen to the podcast or if you've watched the channel for any length of time, I've discussed more than a few times, is the band King's X, who I think is criminally underrated. And they are another band that really, and they were known for way more minor of a hit than To Be With You. The biggest thing most people know from King's X is a song called Over My Head. And again, their success came in the late 80s, early 90s, and they've just continued to put out great albums every couple of years. And they just don't get anywhere near the level of listenership or respect that I feel they deserve. But their album from 2020 is King's X, Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous. And I was very surprised and excited to see that was coming for Record Store Day. So I absolutely picked that up. And this is another one that was done really well. Now, it's very minimalist cover art. King's X is a band that works on a very low budget. Very low, plain Jane printing all the way across. But it does have a gatefold with the lyrics all inside, which is great. And then the actual LP itself, again, came in a anti-static inner sleeve, which is great. And really good looking LP. Like I said, I usually don't care about this, but a translucent bright yellow LP itself, which I thought was great. So I like that a lot. A great version, great job on the packaging overall. And again, to me, more than anything, the sound matters. Really good sounding record. Fantastic sounding record. These next two are ones that I think I must have saw on the list, and somehow they got sidetracked in my mind, and I was very excited to see that they were still there when I got to the record store on Friday. One of which is a reissue of the second Saigon Kick album, The Lizard. Saigon Kick, and I know I say this constantly on the channel and certainly on the podcast all the time, another underrated band. Most people only know them for the song Love Is On The Way. I would say that is probably one of their worst songs, in my opinion. They do a lot more progressive, not prog rock, but more progressive sounding music than that one ballad. This is their second album. Their first album is available on vinyl, but this is the first time ever that The Lizard was available in the US on vinyl. I support this for a couple of reasons. I was very excited to buy it for two reasons. Number one, that I love the album, and two, I'm hoping that things like this, as we continue to support more releases like this, that we'll see later albums from the same bands released. Like me personally, Saigon Kick's third album, Water, is my absolute favorite. It's never been on vinyl in any country, and I'm hoping that supporting releases like this will get us there eventually. Again, another very unique and cool looking LP, like a marble neon green LP, but again, for me, the color of it is not a deterrent in any way, shape, or form to the sound. The actual LP itself sounds great, every bit as good as I hoped that it would. So very pleased with that. The last one that I picked up, and this is definitely something that must have just slipped my mind or got past me when I saw the list, so I was overjoyed to see it was still available at the record store when I got there, and that is Carole King in concert at the BBC in 1971. Right around the time of the release of Tapestry. So, if you're going to say to me, hey, would you like a Carole King live album with the greater majority of the tracks being from Tapestry when she had just cut it, with the lineup that she worked with on the album? Yes. So this for me is a very, very, very fun piece that I got that I'm really glad that just happened to still be there. Great sound on it. Not a whole lot to write home about packaging wise. Very plain. Just has the track listing on the front, picture of Carole, or on the back, and then picture Carole on the front. Some in-studio pictures on the inside, and then just some notes about who played and what the dates were for the actual performance. The LP itself is on black vinyl, but this is the only release that I got from Record Store Day that did not come in a anti-static inner sleeve, so that was a little bit of a bummer for me. It was on the inexpensive side. This was right around $20, so I kind of get that, that it wasn't like they charged me $40 and then didn't include anything extra like that. So those are the four that I had, and I know there's a ton of opinions out there, again, about the list itself and how it got cut down and the supply chain and all of that, but I just wanted to share my pickups with you and why I got them. If you want to discuss any of those things about the supply chain or whatever, I'm more than open to it, either in the comment section below, or you can join the Facebook group and we can talk about it there. Like I said at the beginning, if this is your first time on the channel and you enjoy the content and you love vinyl records, please consider hitting the subscribe button. If you're not interested in subscribing to the channel, but you like the content that we provide, at least drop a like on the videos that you watch, because that does help us out a great deal. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you picked up for Record Store Day Black Friday. And as always, thank you so much for watching.